Matt, Fradd, it's great to see you. We're here to talk about Man Alive, the Catholic Men's Conference coming up November 7th in Vancouver. So my first question, Matt, is tell us about your work speaking to men.
Well, I speak to around 60 to 70,000 people every year, and many of those conferences are men's conferences around the States, and I thoroughly enjoy it because I think that there's a hunger in Christian men today to be more than what society has to offer and is inviting them to be. There's a lot more. Men are so often portrayed in the media as sort of hopelessly out of touch with the needs and desires of their wives and their children and communities. But that's not true in my experience, and it's not true in the lives of any good man that I know, many Catholic and Christian men that I know. So that's why I enjoy doing it, and I'm really excited to be at your conference to journey with them in this weekend.
Great. We're looking forward to having you. And Matt, we always organize these events to be welcoming and also challenging to kind of any man, you know? So What can you say to the guy that's maybe concerned about inviting his friend to hear you talk? Is his friend going to be uncomfortable or not?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think so. You could look up some of my talks on YouTube if you're terrified. But no, I think that I convey the faith in a way that's not sort of preachy. So your friends might disagree with me, but I don't think that they'll be turned off, hopefully, by me. I think the message that I'm going to convey is something that appeals to just the heart of any man of goodwill. And that I'd say just give it a shot. I mean, as Christians, we're called to evangelize. Mm-hmm. And so just invite them. No one's going to be, trying to convert them, trying to baptize them as they enter the door or anything like that. That's nothing like that. I think they'll have a great time. And if anything, I think they'll just be impressed that, there's these well-rounded, normal men who believe this stuff, and it might get them to consider Christianity.
Great. You've talked about the role of desire in the man's life. Can you speak about that and how that relates to your talk?
Yeah, C.S. Lewis, in his sermon, The Weight of Glory, once said, when we consider the unblushing promises of reward from Christ in the Gospels, it would seem that he finds our desires not too strong, but too weak. He says, we are half-hearted creatures, fooling about with drink and sex and ambition, while infinite joy is being offered us. We're like ignorant peasants who want to go on making mud pies in a slum because we don't know what's meant by the offer to vacation at sea. We are far too easily pleased. I think all too often Christian men can think, believe, even implicitly, that it's actually hell all the way to heaven and heaven all the way to hell. But this is mammothly false. Think of John 10:10. Our Lord says, I've come that you may have life and that you may have it more abundantly. So to be fully alive, I think, is another way of saying to be holy, because I'm stealing this from Jason Everett, who said holiness is nothing more than the full flowering of one's personality. So that's why I think it's crucial to appeal to desires, because at the end of the day, I think who we want to be, which isn't perverted men, weak men, lazy men. No one wants to be those things. Mm-hmm. What we want to be, I think, is who God is calling us to be. So that's why I appeal to desire.
Okay, thank you. A lighter question. Well, perhaps we'll see. What's the manliest thing you've ever done?
I once lived in Canada for a couple of years, and I can't grow a very good beard. At least my wife tells me that. So once I thought, what would happen if I grew a neck beard? Because I seem to be able to grow this stuff like nobody's business. And I could grow a beard and wrap that around my neck and never have any more children. I decided against
it. That's great. Okay, a couple of last questions. Can you beat Jason Everett in an arm wrestle?
No.
Christopher West?
Christopher West... Even, I would slam Christopher Probably wouldn't. No, Christopher would thrash me as well. Christopher West and I might be even. We'll have to see.
Thanks, Matt. It's great to be with you, and we look forward to having you up here in November.
Thanks so much.